I'm here with Baden Barber, who is the chair of Ngāti Kahungunu Iwi Incorporated. Kia ora, Baden, and thanks for joining me.
Yeah, kia ora, Andrew. My pleasure.
Baden, you lead quite a busy life at the moment. I think you're down in Wellington for a few things now, but big event earlier or last week or at the weekend was your Ngāti Kahungunu Iwi Incorporated AGM. These are quite significant, and I think you tend to make it a big event for family and that as well. It's Splash Planet and that. But there's a serious side to it. How did this year's one go?
I thought it went really well. We started at 9 a.m. and it went through to about 11:30. So good couple of hours. My report was that the iwi's back on a solid foundation, and that as we go into 2025, we'll be engaging on our strategic 25-year plan, which has come up for review. But also pleasing was the financial position of the iwi. We had a $9 million surplus this year. Not only that, we've been able to turn around some of the underlying problems that we're facing in the commercial side of the iwi. Those issues have been sorted through, and so it was a very positive meeting, and great to have it at Splash Planet with about 4,500 of our whānau enjoying that day. It was beautiful weather. We had our sports wars. It was a great day to celebrate being Ngāti Kahungunu.
Excellent. I mean, that's quite a remarkable turnaround financially. I can remember you and I talking soon after you were appointed, and things were looking fairly dire, and you had some tough decisions to make, one of them being Takatimu Seafoods and that. How did you find that whole process? Was it quite difficult? And are you, in hindsight, are you glad you made those tough calls?
Yeah, very glad we made the tough calls. It was tough. I mean, people are emotionally connected to these kind of businesses and things. It was a big aspiration for the iwi to be able to fish its own fish and then process it and then export it. But it just wasn't a viable proposition. We were losing so much money, about 5 million plus a year, over 4 years. That's, do the math. So no, I don't regret it at all. It should have been closed down earlier. That would be my only thing, and the iwi wouldn't have been in such a deep hole. But we made the tough decisions. Glad we did. Glad we brought on the people that can actually put the emotional bits to the side and actually just focus on the commercial realities. So a big mihi to our commercial board, but also our iwi board. This is one big whare, Ngāti Kahungunu, and both sides of the house need to work together, social and our economic. And we've been able to do that in the last couple of years. And the result financially is pleasing. But also some of the things that we've been able to do for our people. We had 65 odd scholarships. We've hosted the motu and some of the biggest hui in the past 12 months. We had hui taumata and Oamahu. We hosted the National Iwi Chairs. We had Toi Tūtereo, which was the biggest symposium for Māori language ever had in the world. And so we're very we're pleased with the progress, but we need to step it up and take our people to where they need to be, which is excellent education, good housing for our whānau, people in jobs, good health and well-being, and connected to the culture. So it's a big job, and it doesn't end, but we're very happy with the results for the past couple of years.
You have been talking. You have talked in the past about while Takatimu didn't really work out, there might be other things, and you were thinking, on the land and that sort of thing. Did any of those ventures come off? Have you got any project that you are working on?
Yeah, we sure have. our commercial board is, finally they've been in cleanup mode for 2.5 years, and I mean major cleanup.
Yeah.
So we're in a space now where we can start looking at our investments and how we improve the return, but also new investments. And you mentioned one, the Pandora property. We're looking to, the fish factory is no longer needed, so we can look at more high value proposals to go on that land. And so, the board's looking at that right now, and got some exciting kind of ideas around that. So,
What are some of the options for that land?
I mean, the obvious one is accommodation. You're at the gateway of Ngāti Kahungunu, straight off the airport. You come into Ahuriri there. I think a premier kind of accommodation, and this needs to be looked in detail. But we have iwi that are really good at that space, the Tainui Waikato with the Novotel offerings that they have. So I mean that's an option, but certainly it could be a commercial space. We own the property across the road as well, and so that blends in well. So I mean it's early days, but we'll talk with the council, put our vision in front of them. We'll meet with mana whenua, and see if there's an appetite to work together on some of these things, because I think there's so many opportunities in front of us. Let's work together.
And you mentioned social housing and that. How's that side of things going, and where are you at with that?
Yeah, so we just opened up 14 homes at Omahu Marae.
Yeah.
Beautiful homes, 3 and 4 bedroom homes, 2 bedroom homes for the whānau there that have been just uprooted from their homes after Gabriel. So that's very pleasing. We've got a couple of 20 section development happening down in Otani in Central Hawke's Bay. And we're also partnering with the Hastings District Council in some sections in Flaxmere, on Flaxmere Ave, and in the Gumtree area where they're opening up for housing. So there's a lot on. Riverbend Road, that's still in the plan for housing, and that's a partnership that the iwi has been working on for the last 5 years, and there's 600 potential homes at Riverbend Road. So that's another option. So a lot happening in the housing space.
You mentioned Cyclone Gabriel. How's the cleanup for Hapu and your iwi going for because some of your marae and areas and that were quite badly hit?
Still a challenge. You would have seen the po that was washed out to sea and found in Mahia. So that's one of the po from Tāngoio Marae. And Tāngoio is probably the marae of most concern. If you drive out there, it still looks like it did after the cyclone. No marae, nothing's happening out there. So need to put the pressure on the government to kind of push that along, because those people need to have tangi, they need to have their celebrations at marae, their tikanga, their whakapapa. And it's been 2 years now, and not much has been happening. So hopefully with this po coming back, it's a signal to the kāwanatanga, a tohu, that let's get moving.